Shalom Aleichem, this is Rabbi Kovacs. It is the 8th day of Elul, and we're in chapter 4 of Rosh Hashanah, Mishnah 4, so that's appropriate. And it's Erev Shabbos Ki Tetzei, and Mishnah Daled picks up Barishona. Originally, Hayu Mekablin Edut Chodesh Kol Hayom. We would accept the witnesses to come in and tell the court that they saw the new moon for the entire day. Pam Achat Nishtahu Edim Milavo. One time, they were waiting on the Edim. They were pretty sure there weren't witnesses out there that had seen the new moon, but the witnesses were slow in coming. They didn't come until after Mincha time. V'nit kolkalu haLevim b'shir, and the Levim didn't know what song to sing in the temple, in the Beis Hamikdash. They have to sing the song of the day in the afternoon, and they were not sure if it was Rosh Chodesh or not. There's actually an amazing, in the Gemara, there's an amazing machlokis. Was the mistake the Levim made to not sing any song or to sing the wrong song? And sometimes in life, we're in a dilemma. Is it better to say nothing, or is it better to say something even though you might be wrong? So that's a Gemara. That's based on this Mishnah. So in response to this delay, hitkinu shelo yuhu mekablin ela ad mincha. So they made a takana. We're only going to accept witnesses that today is Rosh Chodesh until Mincha time, so we don't have Levim messing up the song in the Beis Hamikdash. Ve'im hayu im ba'u edim min mincha lemola. If witnesses came from Mincha time and onward, nogin oto hayom kodesh u'lemachar kodesh. So they would treat that current day as Rosh Chodesh, and the next day also as Rosh Chodesh. So really, if they had followed the original system, these witnesses would be accepted, and they would declare that day to be Rosh Chodesh, or Rosh Hashanah, if it's the 30th day of Elul already. But since it happened that there were delays and confusion, they would treat both days as Kodesh, even though really, if they had accepted the testimony, just the first day would be Kodesh, not the next day. Now, this is why we have a 2-day Rosh Hashanah, even in Eretz Yisrael, even in Israel. They keep 2 days of Rosh Hashanah based on this very Mishnah. It was an actual event that happened, that there was uncertainty about Rosh Hashanah. The witnesses were coming late in the day, and they said, from now on, we're treating both days as Rosh Hashanah. So Mishnah continues, Mishacharav Beit HaMikdash, after the destruction of the temple, Hitkin Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, Rabbi Yochanan made a takana, Sheyeh mekablin edut HaKodesh kol hayom, that now outside of the temple, we're not worried about Levim singing the wrong song or not singing any song at all, out of confusion, out of not knowing if it's Rosh Chodesh yet. So if they're just coming to Yavne or the Sanhedrin, wherever it is, to testify, then we're going to allow them to come all day. Amar Bishua ben Karcha, Rabbi Yeshua says, V'od zot, hitkin Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, and also this, Rabbi Yochanan made a takana, she'afilu rosh beit din b'kol makom. Even if the head of the Beis Din, the president of the court, is anywhere, even if he's somewhere else, he's not in the Sanhedrin, he's not with the rest of the court, Shelo Yehu ha'edim holchin ele makam havad, that the witnesses only have to go to the normal place of meeting, where the rest of the court is. So if the chief, the president, the presiding judge of the court is on vacation, or he's in a different city, he's attending official business, it doesn't matter where it is, the witnesses should always go where the court is, even if the Rosh Beit Din isn't there. The rest of the court can still proclaim the month Rosh Chodesh. Now, Mishnah Hay is a big change of pace. We're going to talk about the blessings we recite during the Rosh Hashanah davening, during our prayers. This is relevant because the shofar is blown before Musaf, and actually during Musaf prayer as well. So we need to know where that takes place and which brachot we're saying before and after and during the shofar mitzvah. Seder brachot, Mishnah Hay, the order of the blessings. Omer avot ugvurot kedushat Hashem. We say the blessing of avot, the Magen Avraham, we're all familiar with. The gvurot is Machaye Mesim, because the greatest power that Hashem displays is going to be the resurrection of the dead. The Kedushat Hashem is the holiness of His name. We say HaKel HaKadosh, or HaMelech HaKadosh, and Rosh Hashanah. V'cholel Malchiot Imahem, and you add passages about kingship, about Hashem being our king, with these blessings, in the blessing of Kedusha. Ve'eno tokea, but you don't blow the shofar at this point during the Kedusha and the psukim about Malchus, about kingship. Kedushat Hashem v'tokea. You say the blessing of the holiness of this day, about the sanctity of Rosh Hashanah itself, and then you blow the shofar. Zichronot, you say the blessing about remembrances. We have various verses in that blessing about how Hashem remembers Jews in times of distress, remembers women who need children and everything. Vitokeya, and we blow the shofar after this blessing. The shofarot, we say a blessing about shofarot as a separate blessing, mentioning that Hashem gave us the mitzvah, and speaking about this. Vitokeya, and we blow shofar after this. The Omer Avoda, and then we say the concluding blessings, the blessing of Avoda about the temple service, Hodah, the blessing of Hodah, where we have the famous Modim Dirabanan, where we all say Modim. Well, the Chazan is saying Modim, that's Hodah is giving thanks, and Modim is acknowledging and thanking. Birkat Kohanim, and the blessing that the Kohanim come up and bless the entire congregation. And this is also related to Sim Shalom, because Sim Shalom, the last blessing about peace, the Birkat Kohanim is, they're commanded to bless Am Yisrael, Vayachsem Locha Shalom, they grant us peace, and then the Chazan concludes with the Sim Shalom, the final bracha in our Amidah, in our Shemona Esrei. Divrei Yochanan ben Nuri. Now this is the version, the order, the Seder, according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. Amar Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva told him, Im eino tukei malchiut, lama hu maskir. He said, listen, you say we have malchiut, verses about kingship in Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, in the Kedusha blessing. So why don't you blow the shofar there? Why are you having these extra verses in the davening if you're not going to have shofar then? Elo Omer Avot Gvurat Kedushat Hashem. So according to Rabbi Akiva, you say the first three blessings like we say every single day in a normal davening. Becholel Malchiot im Kedushat Hayom, and you put in the verses of kingship in the blessing that's specific to Rosh Hashanah. V'tokeya, you blow the shofar. Then Zichronot V'tokeya, the verses about Hashem remembering Am Yisrael, and you blow the shofar. Then Shofarot, the blessing about shofar. V'tokeya, and you blow the shofar then as well. Omer Avodah V'Hoda'a Birkat Kohanim. And then the final three blessings are the same, the ones we have every day. The blessing on the Avodah, on the temple service, so Hodah, Modim, and Birkat Kohanim, which of course includes Sim Shalom. It's all about peace. And we'll see soon, in less than a month, that halacha we do hold like Rabbi Akiva here. Yashar Kochachem, and good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.